We are joined by Sam Smith, Joshua Abrams, Evan Kreutz, and Mitch Donner, all from Bradley. They're here to share and reflect on how they entered the commercial real estate industry as professionals, what wisdom they've been given professionally and personally, and how we can all help build up those professionals that join commercial real estate. I have to say, I see a theme of wearing hats, and I can assume that this is a signature look of Sam, and it's all worn off on all of you. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today. We appreciate your time. All right, Sam, so we'll go ahead and start with you as the veteran of the group and in the commercial real estate industry. Can you share how you got started in the industry and if you had any mentors along the way?
Yes, so I got started in the industry as a summer internship, and it turned out to be a 40-year career. I'd like to say it was great planning, but it was more or less blind luck. It was a summer job that turned out to be a career. I did have a mentor when I first started, a guy named Tom Crimmins, who was, when I first met him, I thought he was kind of a mean man, and sometimes he would really be hard on me when I was growing up in the business. But I learned so much from Tom. I'm very appreciative for everything that Tom taught me. And there are many things today, and I realized after he and I had parted ways that many of the things he told me was right. I just wasn't ready to hear him at the time. So, but he really helped me build a strong foundation that I used to build my career. So thank you, Tom Crimmins.
Those people are important in our lives, and I think that's why we're all here today, is because you have really helped guide the three gentlemen that are joining us today. And so I'd like to turn it over to Joshua, Evan, and Mitch. And how did it come about that Sam started kind of guiding you over the years? Was it a formal or informal ask? And want to start with Joshua?
For me, it was similar in blind luck because a friend that I grew up with and that Evan knows as well, Cooper Lakin, calls me out of the blue one day and says that I should come interview at Resource. And I was looking into the brokerage community more on the financing side at the time. And when I came over, I met with everybody and then continued to get to know everybody in the family-oriented company. And then I remember seeing Sam at the company picnic wearing plaid shorts, a polo, and a flat bill hat. And I knew at that point that I was going to work with Sam to the day I died.
Mitch, what about you?
Well, for me, it was a mutual it was an introduction from a mutual friend of Sam and I's. I was a broker for about 7 years, up until about 2016, and decided to take a hiatus from that. So I was in commercial escrow and commercial underwriting at a local title agency, and bumped into a gentleman on the south side of town that I sold some real estate to, who was also using Sam as a broker. And he had mentioned to me, he said, "Hey, if you ever decide to get back into the brokerage world, you have to call Sam Smith." And I said, "Well, I'll be sure to take you up on that when I'm prepared for it." And just a few months after that, I did decide to reach out to Sam. And after meeting with him a few times, I realized that Resource was where I wanted to be for the long-term future. And Sam was who I wanted to work with. It was a very easy decision on my part after our many discussions with Sam.
So Mitch is blaming Derek Christie. He's mad at Derek Christie for tricking him into working with me.
I am.
And Evan, how about you?
Well, I am the newest member of the team. I've been working with Resource, now Bradley, for over 6 months now. And similar to Joshua, I had Joshua and another friend of ours, Cooper Lakin, they're two of my oldest friends. And I was in a different business and wasn't really happy with where I was heading in that certain business. And so I had a conversation with Joshua and Cooper, and they said, "Hey, you should come take a look at Resource. Sam Smith is a great guy, works very hard, and knows everything about the commercial real estate business. So it's something if you're interested in, you should reach out." And so reached out to Sam. We had a few sit downs. Love his attitude, love his work ethic. really like the team that we have, and here I am now. So
I also knew Evan's dad and uncle, and that helped because I knew he came from a really good family and would really dedicate himself to the business, and he has.
Love hearing those stories. And Sam, it sounds like you kind of have that magical mirror, as well as the work ethic and the attitude that is contagious. So what would be something that a professional wisdom, it could be big, it could be small, that was helpful, Sam, in your career that you are sharing with the younger generation now that you work with?
Probably what you want to do is be a value to the client, be a value to your colleagues. If you do the right thing, money comes. And a lot of times as brokers, there are a lot of brokers that are very commission based. They see a dollar sign on a client's forehead or a prospect's forehead. And I really do try to teach our people, our young people, try to understand the client's needs, understand what makes their company tick, and figure out how we can help them make their company better. And if we can do that and add value to the company, then the dollars will come. And it's really always help the client, don't focus on the money. The money will come if you do the right thing. And they've done an outstanding job really focusing on clients and delivering results for clients. And then we've had success as a result of that. But, I personally get a kick seeing when they have success helping clients. That's rewarding to me.
Evan, what type of wisdom have you been given from Sam or anyone else on the call?
I think Sam really hit it on the head that we are, driven by clients' satisfaction and happiness. We care about who we work with. And one thing that Joshua and Sam and Mitch, they've told me, we are a local firm and we care about the community that we work in. So Central Indiana, the state of Indiana is near and dear to our hearts, and we care about the people that invest in this community. So, and that's who we work with every day. So that's something that I've learned from Sam, Joshua, along with Mitch.
Yeah, I remember Sam was very instrumental in pushing me towards getting involved in the community almost immediately. One of those items being Penrod, which I've never regretted a moment of it since. It's been a phenomenal group of people. It's a great cause, and I've enjoyed and loved every moment of that program and the others that I've done as well.
Well, for me, it was, I came from a brokerage world in which an overwhelming portion of my clients were secured creditors or creditor rights, debtor rights attorneys, bankruptcy trustees, etc. And I was thrown into a disposition scenario when either businesses were faulting or assets were not performing, and it was never in a good situation. But it was still something that I liked to do from a regional standpoint. When I met with Sam, I really enjoyed learning how he is able to not only listen and hear, which are two different things in this world today, the client's concerns and needs, but he also knows how to interpret them, as well as he knows how to read the clients when they're not when they're trying to put together a list of things that they need. Sam's often, offering suggestions to them about, hey, this has kind of worked in the past, this has not, etc. But he's done a really great job in showcasing how he reads people, which has been a skill that I have been severely lacking in my business practice, primarily because I was working for clients that didn't do that. They were caught up in a legal mess, and unfortunately, I was the creditor's bad guy coming to sell and repossess the real estate. So I've just really enjoyed learning from Sam from a more of a client-centric point of view.
Yeah, and to further along that idea, Mitch, Sam really has helped me evolve as a person and as a human being, and understanding that, being the best broker in the city is not really the end goal. The end goal is being the best person that I can be And a byproduct of that could be a wonderful broker or a colleague or coworker, whatever it is. And that fundamental value was something Sam was instilling upon us.
I should mention too that, a lot of companies, especially publicly traded companies, not to take a shot at large globals, but we're a privately held company, and we've always had a philosophy that, do what's best for the client, do what's best for your employees, and you kind of hope you make money. But it's a different thing than, hey, I got to make my quarterly earnings. I've got to cut this cost or cheapen this or take this shortcut to make our numbers so I can get my bonus or whatever. And it's just a different philosophy. It doesn't make the others right or wrong. We are focused more on Main Street clients than Wall Street investors. It's, we're a Midwestern company. We're now affiliated or joining Bradley Company. So our brand is now and company is now Bradley. But it's, they shared a lot of our collaborative nature, entrepreneurial nature, and it's just a different approach. It's both companies are very much like family businesses. You really do care. Everyone's right. We care about our colleagues. We care about our clients. And it's just a different approach. It's not for everybody. One thing I can say, and I'm proud of, the 4 people you see here, in addition to me, including me, I guess, all took a CCIM class last year. And that's a really important thing. We believe in education, and, it's kind of lifelong learning. And I've tried to instill that in everyone that I help train and mentor. And Mitch and Joshua and Evan are on a path to become CCIMs. Evan's a little behind him right now, but he's running hard. And I think Mitch is, his dad was a CCIM. It's very important to him to become a CCIM. And he's on a really good path to get that done. And I know Joshua's right behind him. And, we really believe in building a strong foundation. I know that ICBR and CRE are both very focused on helping train brokers and educate brokers. And that's really part of our DNA at Bradley now.
I would agree. You have to invest in yourself, and it's great to have the people along and surrounding you to help you continue to invest in yourself. Evan, is there something as a new professional that you have turned to for these gentlemen in getting you started?
Yeah, I think that, you can carry over so many, professional qualities when you go from, a different career path. But at the same time, one thing that they've really instilled in me is making sure that, I am managing my time properly. That is a key to success in any business. And if you are putting in the time and working hard, but also working smart, then you're going to see success and you're going to see improvement on a daily basis. So that's something that I think Joshua, Mitch, and Sam have really just tried to push to me and into all of the next gens is, hey, listen, you've got to be able to manage your time and do what's right, but also work hard and work smart.
Do others have some advice for those that are on the call that are just getting started and things that they should be focusing on other than what we've just shared?
Mitch, please go first.
Well, what I liked about joining Resource at first was that the chairman of the company was not out to lunch all day long. He was not out of the office. He was not at home. Sam is one of the most hardest working individuals I've ever met. And I mean, he's at the office at 7 a.m. He's here when everybody else leaves, but it's because he has so many clients that trust him. So what I liked was that we had a mentor, not only just for me, but as a mentor for the entire company, as that is also his role. From an overall business standpoint, but he's always present mentally and physically. So he's always in the market. He's always talking to clients. He's always in the office, making sure that everybody's happy. Everybody's, working well together. Nobody has any questions that can't get answered, anything like that. So my recommendation to anybody new is to not only find someone like that and to latch on, but to also prove that you can add value to them as well. as more of a team effort. I don't want to join the team if I didn't feel like I had anything to offer. So what I did was I did everything in my power to learn as much as I could so that I could use not only my time efficiently, but also allocate Sam's time efficiently as well. I can take certain things off his plate so that he can focus on more client-centric tasks and ideas, etc. Just that kind of, in my opinion, is a more proactive approach than most are willing to take. But that's just something I think that a new professional is going to have to go through anyway. So it's just a willingness to learn overall.
Grind it out. It's not an easy business. When you're looking for mentors, you want to know that somebody's committed. They're willing to be the first ones in and the last ones out.
One thing that I will say too, on really behalf of everyone, it's like I can train people, but they really have to take those tools and go use it in the business world. And we have people that are very committed to learn. We really believe in training and building that foundation, but then our people take it on the road and go do it. So Evan's out knocking on doors, and Mitch is leading our efforts in the REO strategic asset where, properties have gone back to lenders, or there's a problem on the debt, from his prior life. Mitch has a lot of relationships in that area, and he's leading that effort for Bradley Company and doing a fantastic job. And then Joshua has done a terrific job in many areas. He's growing the investment side of our business and helped us form some partnership with some other companies that's really helped us grow revenue for the company and created some opportunities for Bradley Company. And I couldn't have done that on my own. So one of the things I am lucky to do is to be associated with these fine young men who are helping me grow the company by their hard work and efforts. And the fact that they did take that learning and then put it to good use is now creating value for the company. And I'm proud of that and excited to see them grow and develop and make money too.
Sam, what would you say, you just kind of shared what they have taught you as well. Are there any other tips that you would like to share back with them on things that you have gained by them being on your team?
Oh, sure. So let's just say that I'm not the most technologically savvy. I'm very aware of what technology can do. I'm just too stupid to use most of it. So thank God I have these fine gentlemen here, and we've got a great IT staff and great also marketing and administrative staff that do a wonderful job for us that you don't see, that help us be more productive. And so I'm just thankful they've helped me learn things I've kept young by, watching them. And so even though I'm in age-wise old, I'm young at heart because I get to mix it up with these young folks and have a lot of fun. I was just at a birthday lunch with someone who turned 50, and I mentored him 30 years ago. And he's doing very well. I'm very proud of him. And, it just keeps me young. But we had some young folks at the table, and Evan was one of them. And, it's just exciting to see it come full circle.
I would agree. Having the younger generation keep things exciting, teach us things. We can all learn from one another, no matter where you are in your industry and career. And I appreciate you all being here today. I think this is a great insight into Resource and now Bradley and the family atmosphere that you've built and those that respect all of you. So thanks for being a part of this.